all the credit in the world. Zabawa? Interesting.
How long did Pickett's charge take?
Oh, wow.
Unmute me!
Listen to me, you whining little whelp.
From the Gettysburg Tour Studio.
Hey everyone, it's Cameron.
Shut up!
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg Today.
There's no time. Hello, exactly.
Quiet. Cool.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Addressing Gettysburg Today. We are here on Thursday instead of Friday. Why? Because Ronnie has something to do tomorrow, and we missed her, so we said we'll move it to Thursday. Okay, that didn't work that well, but you get the point.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I appreciate the effort, though.
Yeah, I tried. My throat hurts, so
Aw.
I can't have. Oh man, my allergies are killing me.
Is that what it is?
It's gotta be. It's gotta be because I don't feel sick. You know, like you can always tell when you got the allergies or you got like a cold, because like you got a cold, things taste different. You feel just all over bad. Allergies, it's just whatever's being affected by the allergy. So that's why I'm pretty sure it's allergies. And also when I take my allergy medication, it lessens everything. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Who knows? I'm not a doctor. And frankly, my medical insurance sucks so bad that I don't even know why I pay for it. Because I end up having to pay for everything I do anyway. You know, I got like a $20 million bill. And it was only a $3,000 test, but somehow they just jacked the prices up, you know. $10,000 for a Tylenol? Come on.
Hey.
I know. How you doing, Ronnie?
Good. How are you, Matt?
Well, I am fine, other than the allergies.
Yeah.
Yes, everything is great. Can't complain. And if I did, who'd want to listen? You know what I mean?
I kind of zoned out on the allergy thing, I gotta be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Was that what I was talking about? Because I zoned out halfway through it.
You started rambling.
Yeah. That's the best we're going to get out of me today, probably. Some rambling. Mike Lentz is in the corner reading. Yeah, go ahead.
Gorgeous weather. It has been
Oh my
really
God.
fantastic.
It is. It's
the
been
last
lovely.
Few days.
It
Yeah.
really has been gorgeous. It's just perfect, except for the pollen in the air. But other than that, I mean, it's just perfect. If this was winter, I'd love it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the weather's good. That's nice.
So I need to. Yeah, we're really bored.
Yeah.
Did you hear last week's show, Ronnie? Did you listen to it?
Let me think.
With Cameron and Jake Busey?
A little bit. I heard a little bit of the show.
Just the clips of Cameron that I posted?
Yes.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
that boy.
It was interesting.
It was interesting. It's
Yeah.
always an interesting social experiment when you put Cam, with other people
Yeah.
to see how it is. But this one was particularly tickling to me because, I don't. Do you know who Jake Busey is? Okay.
I do now because I, like Cam, had to Google the man. I wouldn't have
And then
known.
did you recognize him?
Not I mean,
You're
he
not a
looks
movie
like
person.
Gary, right?
He does look
his
like
son,
Gary.
or his dad.
But you know his dad.
I do know his dad.
Yeah.
I don't really even know why I know his dad. I mean, I don't.
The Buddy Holly story?
Yeah, I never saw that.
Wasn't he in one of the Die Hards?
Maybe.
I want to say he was. Wasn't he like one of the bad guys in one of the Die or Lethal Weapon? Was it a Lethal Weapon?
I don't know.
Again,
I don't know either.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Here in my hand, I possess the collective knowledge of mankind.
Yeah. Maybe you should tap into it and see.
Yeah, let me look.
But he, so I just thought, okay, I'm sure there are people in the audience who knew who Jake Busey was.
Yes, he was in Lethal Weapon, also Predator 2, Point Break. Under Siege.
Yeah.
The Firm.
The Firm. Did you see The Firm?
Yeah, for sure.
Of course she has. She's a lawyer.
I also saw Titanic, and I have no idea who this.
Gary
Jake
Busey wasn't in Titanic.
No, she said Titanic.
I did not, and I am also not a she.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you just misgender him?
Wait a minute.
How dare you?
I was so confused. No, not Titanic. What did I say? Twister. Did I say Titanic? Man, it's been a long week.
Yeah, I don't
That's
remember.
Not what I was thinking at all. But
I don't remember Jake being in Twister, but
Cam was
also,
correct. When you Google it, that comes up, and I'm like, I don't know. So wait, who? He was in The Firm? I don't remember him.
Gary.
Yeah, I know, but who did he play?
Probably somebody related to the story.
Gotta check it out.
One of the characters.
Gary. He played Gary Busey.
It doesn't actually say on its filmography.
Gene Hackman was in that. I remember that. Wilford Brimley.
I'm
David
Wilford
Strathairn.
Brimley, and I have diabetes.
Gary Busey played Eddie Lomax. That means nothing to me. I don't remember that character at
Hi,
all.
I'm Eddie Lomax.
So weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, whatever. Anyway, so he was in it. I just thought it would be funny, let's see if Cam... I'm like, Cam's got to know Jake Busey because he's, our generations of films.
No,
or our generation... Well, not yours. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't be yours or Cam's.
No.
Yeah, I came up with Jake Busey in movies. In the 90s, when I was a teenager, you guys were still in swaddling clothes. So
I'm like 3 years younger than you. It's not,
okay, well, not you.
yeah,
but
not me, but I don't.
Eric and Mike and Cameron. They're the babes.
Oh my goodness.
What?
I don't know.
What are you looking at?
I'm trying to find Gary Busey, Jake Busey. Man, it's been
You're having a long day.
it was a long day.
Him is Starship Troopers. That's always one of my
Yeah, Starship Troopers was a great movie. I love that movie when that came out.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, Jake is really good. My favorite movie with Jake is Identity. And have you seen that, Mike?
No.
Eric, have you seen Identity?
I may have.
So it
I just
starts
don't
like there's a rainstorm and it's at a no-tell motel on the side of the road in the middle of the desert.
My
or
man,
something.
if you're going to give me a synopsis of a movie, you got to be a lot more concise than that.
That's
It's about a bank robbery.
no. That's how it starts. And all these people start coming in because the road is out, right? So all these people are stranded in this hotel, and one of the guys is like a U.S. Marshal who apprehended a very dangerous, violent criminal, and then the criminal escapes, and people start showing up dead. But there's a twist at the end. And Jake is in it. He plays the criminal, if I'm not mistaken.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, it's a great movie. You should check it out.
I'll
Identity.
get right on that.
Yes, I'm telling you, watch it.
Ray Liotta was in that.
Ray Liotta was in it.
Ray
Cusack?
Liotta, yeah.
Who else?
John Cusack.
John Cusack. That's right. Yes.
John McGinley. Alfred Molina.
Yep.
A lot of people. Wow.
A lot
Jake
of people.
Hawks.
It's an ensemble cast. I mean, it's like one location. It's a motel.
That sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't. I'm looking at photos of that too, and I don't remember any of that. Nothing looks familiar.
Well, it's good. It's worth the watch.
All
Identity.
right. Okay.
So-
So the moral of that story is, I'm glad I wasn't here last week because I would have taken Cam's position of being like,
Yeah, you and Cam
I've
both would
never
have
heard
been.
it. I have to start saying, to be honest, no.
To be honest, no. Yeah.
Please
He didn't
don't
wanna
take
hurt
it
his feelings.
personally.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just don't watch movies.
How about
He-
this? To be honest, no. He chatted so nicely.
Yeah.
to not
Yeah,
hurt
right.
Jake's feelings,
Exactly. He's probably thinking to himself, he's like, oh my God, this poor man, he's going to be so upset that I don't know him.
To be honest, no, I don't know who he is.
What is taped on? What is
Yeah,
the
what
bottom
is
of
that
that?
card?
Oh, I don't know. Just a card that got stuck on or something. So, yeah. The beauty of the recording equipment here is that every microphone, every sound source is its own track. So I have it isolated. And I said before we're sitting here, I go, let me just listen to just the phone track because Cam and Jake Busey are on the phone. And me and Bro, in some point, me and Bo are some points like talking over the two of them, and you can't really hear what they're saying. But Jake's got some pretty good under the breath comments here, so let's listen. It's let's listen and see here.
Hey, man, it's me again. How'd I know?
So right there, Right there in the beginning. You know, this is the second time Cam calls, by the way. This isn't the part where he doesn't know him. And he after he researched him, he calls him back, and he's and that's him. And there's Jake right there. How did I know? And I'm like, I didn't catch this during the show, so I caught it now, and I was like, oh shit, was he pissed? You know, because it kind of sounds pissed. Listen, one more time.
Hey, man, it's me again. How'd I know? Hey, I had to call back in.
And meanwhile, Cameron doesn't give a shit. You know, Jake's like, how did I know? Then there's a pause, and he's just like, hey! And then he goes into whatever he wants, right? There's another example of that in a bit.
I had to call back in and apologize. I've actually seen one of his movies, and it was one of my favorites.
I've seen one of his movies.
Twister.
Hey, there you go. That was yeah.
And you didn't tell me you were
cuts him
talking to
off.
one of my favorites.
Did you hear that? Wait, listen closely now. So Jake's like, oh, there you go. And he's trying to like connect with him, right? And Cam couldn't give two shits less. He just got to keep going, right? So he cuts him off. Listen again.
And you didn't tell me you was talking to one of my favorite early childhood actors.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
late.
That's later.
And it was one of my favorites. Twister.
Hey, there you go. That was yeah.
And you didn't tell me you was talking to one of my favorite early childhood actors.
Jake's like, yeah, I had you know, he's probably gonna go to his story.
Yeah.
I almost didn't get that role, and Cam's just like, and so this part I love too. Now listen to the little the backhanded compliment here.
Childhood actors.
Wait, hold on.
Son.
Hold on. Wait.
Hey, there you go. That was yeah.
And you didn't tell me you was talking to one of my favorite early childhood actors. Son.
So like it could have been.
Tell me you was talking to one of my favorite early childhood actors.
Leave it there, Cameron. Right, but then
Son. I've seen his father in a lot of movies. No, I did not.
Well, it's a common name.
So I asked him, you didn't recognize the name Busey? He goes, no, I did not.
So, yes, I have seen your movies, and I do like them.
Well, thank you.
No, Twister was, but the one I can say is I've seen Twister.
Well,
I just wanted.
well, thank you, Cameron.
And you and your dad are some of my favorite top actors I've ever seen.
So can't be the best.
Keep going.
Yeah, some of the best. Nope. Got to change that there.
In movies, along with Bo.
He's such an ass kisser, right?
He's my favorite actor.
He's like, I'm just gonna name every actor in the room.
Yeah.
That is very, very nice of you to say.
Aw.
Poor Jake Busey.
But I just had to call back.
So Jake says that's very nice of you to say. And then Cam, listens, I guess me or Bo said something, and then Cam just comes in with, he doesn't even say, oh, you're welcome or anything, just goes into, but the rest of what I want to talk about.
I looked up Mr. Busey of Mr. I can't even say it.
That's my favorite part. So I thought when I was listening to the show back, I thought, because Bo and I are talking, so you can't really hear everything on the phone, and it sounded to me like he was kind of like blushing like a teenage girl, oh, I can't even say his name, And so I had to go and listen, and sure enough, there it is. Let's listen to it again now that we know what it is.
I can't even say it.
Yeah, he's
but
like,
I'm sorry. I looked up Mr. Busey of Mr. I can't even say it.
So like he's obviously moved the phone away from his mouth. He's like, so I don't know if like his sweet Janelle is there, or whatever. But he's just like all embarrassed.
By the way,
Kathy met Janelle.
Yes, she
did. I know.
So did Victoria and Chris and the whole gang.
Yeah, that's the next phone call I'm going to play for you.
Oh,
Cameron was very insistent that he call.
Yes,
but I looked and I didn't realize who I was talking to. So yes, I have seen.
Well, thank you, Cameron.
Like,
Yeah, bye.
bye. All right. So
Never a dull
now,
moment.
earlier, Cameron texted me. I said to Cameron, we're doing the show tonight. If you want to call in, I always do that, in case he wants to call.
Oh, you tell him ahead of time?
Well, because
We'll talk later.
sometimes he gives us gold, sometimes he just annoys people. But I said, give us a call if you want to call in and everything. And he says, okay, I'm going to be working on the Antietam movie. And I was like, what Antietam movie? And he's like, the one that they're doing at the new visitor center. And I was like, oh, okay. Phone call. I refused the phone call. 2 minutes later, phone call. Refuse it. I text him. I'm in the middle of something. I can't talk right now.
Yeah.
Okay. 10 minutes goes by. Phone rings. I say to Eric, I'm like, look at this kid. I'm like, this kid's calling me. And so I answer the phone and I record the conversation. I didn't have a setting on, so this starts with the conversation already in progress.
For the record, you got his consent to do that.
Of course I did. I said, what I said to him that isn't on the tape is, I go, what part of I can't talk right now don't you understand? He goes, well, I thought I'd give you a couple minutes.
Oh.
So he was being polite there, but here's
He thought you just needed time to wipe your ass. And be
7 minutes.
Well, since I can't be there, but I'm actually assisting the producers for the new Antietam Visitor Center.
Yeah, you told me that. You told me that in the text message.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell us that when you call later, if you call.
I was hoping to save it. Well,
you didn't save it. You ruined it. You told me just now.
But yeah, I just wanted to call and tell you. But also, guess who did get to meet Janelle last week?
Veronica.
No, Veronica's mom did.
Oh, and how did that go?
Good. She got to meet Ken and everybody.
Oh, you brought them to ABC, or you brought her to ABC. Veronica wasn't there?
No, she was coming back from chasing Jeb Stewart with you all down at Brandy Station.
Oh, no, yeah, she was going down there. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, no, she was coming back. That's right. That was Saturday.
Yeah, she was coming back from being with you all.
Yep.
So, yeah, I thought I'd tell you I got that offer, and then I got Antietam this weekend, the reenactment, and then I'm filming, and then next weekend I'm down here for Heritage Weekend.
Down where? Down in West Virginia?
Moorfield, yeah. And then 2 weeks I'm filming at Antietam on the movie site at Gauze and Generals. And then I'm at Cedar Creek.
Reenacting?
Yeah, reenacting the Battle of Cedar Creek.
Well, you have yourself an action-packed life there, Cameron. Sure enough, you do.
I was just joking with you. Does Bo now need my resume since I'm going to be assistant producer?
Who said you were going to be assistant producer?
They did. I'm helping. I'm
Who?
assisting the
Bo
producers.
said that?
No. Them that's on the Antietam film.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Does Bo need your resume because now you're? By the way, the title is not assistant producer; it's production assistant, which is basically go get me coffee, go pick up those lights.
Wait, so how is he?
Wait, sorry. Go ahead.
How is he doing that? He's not teaching anymore? I don't know.
No, I mean it's not going to take long. It's it's like a
Oh.
weekend.
It's the visitor center?
Yeah, you know
That's
how we
pretty
have
cool.
a movie in the
Yeah,
visitor center? Yeah, so he's going to help with that.
I could have sworn they'd already done that.
He's been talking about it for a while.
Fairly certain that was already done.
Look, Eric, they're probably just giving him a Sony Handycam and saying, "Okay, Cameron, go out there. We need this footage." Okay, and then they're just letting him think he's part of the whole thing.
Oh, stop.
Oh, Cameron.
Stop.
Oh,
That's
all right.
neat.
Now
That's
it is neat. No, good for him.
Oh, well, there'll probably be footage from this weekend, I'm assuming, because the reenactors and stuff are going to be down there.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go after the tour and after lunch. I'm going to go down there, assuming this is actually just allergies and doesn't turn into something, life-threatening. In the movie, well, why don't you do the job first and see if you don't fuck it up, and then talk about having him on having it on your resume.
I'm going to have a good one for you too. Some of my senior senior students has got this huge, gigantic chili pepper, red pepper.
Okay.
That they got hiding in my room right now because their football coach threw it out.
Why is it hiding in your? Oh, they're hiding it from the football coach.
Yeah, because they believe it's bringing them good luck.
Why are they winning?
He threw it out, took it from them last week before they played Tucker County, and after they'd blown out every team they'd been against during scrimmages and the first 2 weeks, they lost last week because he threw it out. So they got it back, and they hid it today in my classroom in the back closet.
So if the football coach finds out about this, you think he's going to beat you up?
No.
Going to stuff you in a locker or something?
No.
How do you know?
He's not.
You got to be careful of these jocks, Cameron. They're volatile.
The thing stands up about my neck.
The plant or the coach?
The plant. They won it at one of those carnival games.
Wait, is that?
Okay. All right.
Or it's just
Well.
And then they
Hold on. Let me pause it. And it's Hold on. What?
Is it
snoring and the eating right now?
Yeah, who was eating?
Oh, that's him. Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't understand. Is it an actual fucking plant?
It's a stuffed animal plant. It's a stuffed animal pepper that they won at a carnival. And it's like the good luck charm, and they were winning as long as they had it, and then the coach threw it out, and then they lost, so they stole it back and are hiding it in Cam's closet so that they can have it, for the thing.
Why would the coach get rid of that? It seems so innocuous.
Because coaches,
it's idolatry.
Coaches, idolatry. Yeah,
weird.
Yeah. Just
come on, I'm not the only Catholic at this table.
No, you're not. But I don't think they're Catholics down there, are they? No. All right, here we go. It's almost done. Is it a real plant or is it a stuffed plant?
It's a stuffed one.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It's got a chef's hat on the head.
Of course it does. Of course it does. What stuffed pepper wouldn't have a chef's hat on it? All right, Cameron, you going to call in later?
I'm going to try if I got service.
All right. If you get service, give us a call. I got to get going and get ready.
All right.
Otterson, Brodison. All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, real funny.
No, that's the way we say hello and goodbye now.
Oh, brother.
No, not oh, brother.
All right.
Otterson, Brodison.
Bye.
All right, Otterson, Brodison. All right, bye. So there, he doesn't
play along.
No, he doesn't, he hasn't adopted the greeting yet. So that's what's going on in Cam's life there, But yeah, apparently everybody really liked the Jake Busey call.
Yeah.
I hope Jake liked the Jake Busey call. I don't want to insult the man. I was afraid that I was going to insult the man by putting him on with someone who's never heard of him.
You've spoken with him before, right? I mean, you know who he is.
No, I mean I know who he is. I've never spoken to him.
Oh,
before.
You haven't?
No, we spoke for like 5 minutes before the show, and Bo was calling him, explaining what was going on, and then Bo's just like, "Here, tell him."
Oh.
And then I said, "Hey."
So I gotta be. I mean, so I guess I go into this with the impression that his dad is just like loose cannon. I don't know if he had a problem with drugs or like what, like whatever, right?
He had a motorcycle accident.
Did he really?
Yeah, and he had a head
issue?
trauma. Yeah.
All right, then it's not. I'm not making light of that, but Jake kind of sounded like he was under the influence of something at some point.
No, man, he's from California.
I think he was just high on life.
Yeah, I don't think he doesn't drink anymore.
Okay, then whatever.
Yeah,
I didn't say drinking.
Well, it seems
I don't know. He sounded like there were a couple parts where I was like, oh, he sounds like he's just having a good time. Like he's just.
No,
I know,
think
and
that's his
doesn't that get
personality.
annoying? Like being from the East Coast, doesn't it just like piss you off when people are like enjoying life?
Yeah,
it's bullshit.
It is. It's very bullshit. Very bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what it is. You just can't handle the fact that he is happy and just living his life.
What the hell?
Living his best life, YOLO, and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Excuse me. Sorry. My throat is bothering me.
Stuff today? Or?
We're gonna do some stuff here. There's a couple of things. It's just I got a bunch of things to just talk about. Possible. What do you call it?
Big announcements.
Big announcement. You got a big announcement?
Well, for those of you who didn't hear the announcement about Saturday's tour.
Yes, well, let's talk about that now, because the beginning is when you have the highest number of people. Okay, so
we screwed that up.
Yeah, that was like 20 minutes ago.
we lost everybody with the cam call. Oh, we got more than the last time I looked.
Said the snoring was annoying.
Really? The snoring is annoying. Yeah, no kidding, chilling it. Yeah. That's the point. Okay, so if you're coming out to the tour this Saturday, now I understand. The Get Out of the Car tour of the 5th Corps, I believe, down yonder ways. If you're coming out, and listen, I understand, it's the 160th of Antietam, so if you're going to do that instead, I mean, everybody gets one excused absence, and this is really the only excuse if there's another big anniversary for another battle. Otherwise, your attendance is required. We're going to meet, excuse me, in the lot number 3 here at the visitor center, and then what we're going to try to do is consolidate everybody. We're going to carpool. Some people said, I'll just park there and walk. If you're going to do that, you don't need to meet us at lot 3. You can park maybe up on Hancock Avenue or something, and then walk down if you want to. It's basically a little bit shorter if you did that, like up by McGilvery's line or something. But otherwise, meet us there. We're going to consolidate. Now, of course, when you're trying to find us in that lot, because it is going to be a Saturday, it is a big lot, and maybe it's going to be full, we're going to have our flag on Bill's truck. So rally around the colors, of course. And we're going to try to get everybody into as many cars as we can, and then go down. As few cars, as many people into as few cars as we can. And apparently, I didn't know this. In Pennsylvania, it's legal to ride in the back of a pickup truck.
It is.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
because in Jersey it's not.
It is not recommended.
Well, no, it is not a smart thing to do, and we're not going to be doing that. But it just popped into my head. No, so we're just going to go down in a safe manner, and then park. There's only so many places to park in that whole region there, and with Little Round Top being closed, that cuts a lot of parking spaces out. But
where is the region?
The region is the south end of the field, like
the Wheatfield area.
Yeah, Wheatfield area.
So if people are meeting us, meet in the Wheatfield. Is that the
Well,
idea?
we're going to meet on, I think, Crawford is the meeting place.
The Caldwell's, Crawford statue.
The Crawford statue,
I'm thinking of next month.
I don't know how that's going to work. No.
Why?
Because of the construction, they say there's a sign there that says no park.
You're not allowed to park on Ayers Avenue anywhere until the end of the Little Round Top project, which is curious, because you can still park on Crawford.
Yeah, I guess they don't want people having that view from Houck's Ridge, and then wearing all that.
It's just that there's not enough room for 2 cars to actually go on the pavement, like one past the other. Crawford, you can. Right? I mean,
they're both the same. They're basically the same. Crawford's a little wider.
But beyond that, there are designated parking areas on Ayers Avenue.
Yes.
Which one?
But you can't park
where
in
the
them.
regulars, where the little. I didn't think. Yeah, but I didn't think you were supposed to park on that gravel.
The Pennsylvania
stuff.
Reserve.
Not.
Yeah.
You're allowed to park on that gravel.
Well,
that's why they put that gravel there, was so you could park on it.
Right, but
you can't right now.
Correct.
Right,
you can't park there now. And that's the thing. So parking is very limited down that way. Wheatfield Road, you can't park on Wheatfield Road.
No.
There's no sign that says it, but it's a two-way street, number one. And number two, if we just let people willy-nilly go park anywhere down there, they're going to make their own spaces. It's going to violate something. It's going to gum up the works. So we don't want to do that. And we also want to save you the money from a ticket that you would get for making up your own parking space. So that's why we're doing it this way. If it goes well, we'll do it again next month because we're down in the same area next month. If it doesn't, we'll try to find a bus or something like that. Either way, yeah, this was not the situation, obviously, when we planned it or when we recorded the promo episode that came out. I guess it was this week or last week or whenever it came out. And so the information there is a little outdated. The website should be updated. If you do go and register on the website, ignore the confirmation email you get. That's just a generic confirmation email from back when we were trying to sell tours, but that never really got off the ground. So just ignore that. Listen to what we're telling you now. Go to our social media, listen to all that stuff. Lot number 3 at the Visitor Center. That's where we're going to meet on Saturday.
Gotta be there by 9:30.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing. Be there by 9:30 so we can get down to the tour area and start it at 10 o'clock. We will be going to the Farnsworth House afterwards for our traditional lunch. And then I will be heading down to Antietam after that. So it's going to be an action-packed day. I can't wait for Sunday so I can sleep. How about you, Eric? You're going down to Antietam in the morning?
No, I'm going down afterwards.
Oh, what happened to doing the video?
We're doing them in the evening.
Oh, interesting. He's doing some adult films down at the Dunker Church.
Evening sounds bad.
Yeah. Well, you get that beautiful light, you know, the magic hour. God, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. So
You sure you're not contagious?
I'm pretty certain.
I'm trying to get sick.
You know how I'm certain? I'm as certain as Mike was when he said it was his allergies when he gave me COVID. Yeah, so we'll see. But you know what? I'll tell you during the break. You were around someone with COVID on Saturday, so we'll be right back.
To info@addressinggettysburg.com. Be sure to include the reason why you think you'd make a good guest when you write us.
When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah. We'll give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah, hurrah.
Very family friendly. We had a wonderful time with our son.
Me and my friends were able to rent these bikes and go at our own pace, so we were able to just do what we wanted to do when we wanted to do it, and I highly recommend it to anybody else.
It seemed like the right way to go to view the wonderful sights and also get an incredible amount of history from Bob.
Our tour guide Bruce was so knowledgeable about the facts and the history of these battlefields that I came away with an understanding that was unmatched by any other means.
The breeze on the battlefield made up for the hot day.
I had a wonderful time, great trip, lots of history, wonderful bike ride, perfect weather. Could have asked for a nicer day. Highly recommend it.
If you're going to tour Gettysburg, I would recommend doing it on the bike. It's a lot of fun.
I loved it. It was awesome.
We really couldn't stump the professor with any of our questions, so we thought it was really well worth it.
It was an excellent day out and got you outside and experienced the weather. Beautiful weather out here today.
We had a lot of fun. If you're thinking about it, I'd just say give it a shot. It was awesome for us. I hope it's awesome for you guys too.
Go to gettysbike.com or call 717-752-7752 to book a battlefield experience you will never forget.
You've heard us promote various ways that you can help us keep the show going, but one way we haven't pushed too much is our sutlery at addressinggettysburg.com/shop. That's a shame because we have designs over there by talented artists like Ty DeWitt of 1863 Designs and Mike Stretch of the Heritage Depot. So now we're promoting it. Buying shirts, hoodies, mugs, and other items from our sutlery not only helps us keep the lights on, but it also helps guys like Ty and Mike, and it helps spread the word about the show every time you wear an item or you sip from your mug. So head over to addressinggettysburg.com/shop and grab some merch. It's the perfect Christmas gift for the Gettys nerd in your family. That's addressinggettysburg.com/shop.
Have you noticed our revamped website at addressinggettysburg.com? Well, that's the fine work of a man named Mike Stretch, and he also redid our logo for us. Both of them I originally designed, and both of them were originally horrible, but now they're nice, and that's all thanks to Mike. Mike has an awesome t-shirt company called Heritage Depot. There you'll find great designs based on Gettysburg and the Civil War with t-shirts and other types of merchandise. So go to heritage-depot.com and spruce up your Getty's Nerd wardrobe. That's heritage-depot.com. Our favorite bookstore in Gettysburg is For the Historian, located at 42 York Street. It's because they have the best selection of Civil War books in Gettysburg, both new and used. And online, they have even more to choose from. And if the Civil War isn't your thing, that's not a problem. This is For the Historian, after all. They cover history from the ancient world to the 21st century with a strong selection of World War II and American Revolution books. It's astounding how many thousands of titles from Osprey, Savas Beatty, UNC Press, and more they have in their store. And that's because, well, they have a warehouse too. And that's where they keep all the books that are available online at forthehistorian.com. And folks, if you go to forthehistorian.com now and order books until you're blue in the face, be sure you mention that you heard about them on Addressing Gettysburg in the Note to Seller box, and they will refund your shipping costs. And if you prefer to stop by when you're in town, well, you could do that too. Just mention Addressing Gettysburg at checkout, and they'll take 20% off the retail price of your item. So go to forthehistorian.com or stop by 42 York Street, or you can call them at 717-685-5207. That's forthehistorian.com or 717-685-5207.
From the patriots of Bunker Hill to those who embarked upon the Great Crusade at Normandy. From the blue-clad Federals at Gettysburg who gave the last full measure of devotion, to the many thousands who did the same at places like Belleau Wood, Chosin, Ia Drang, and Fallujah. The American warrior is the greatest warrior the world has ever known, who, through sacrifice and dedication to the nation they served, have composed a history worthy of being remembered. Join me, Colby Sumner, to hear their story and to connect our current and future American warriors to those of our past on America, Fog of War.
Was that a ghost? Nah, ghosts aren't real. You're back with Addressing Gettysburg today. Here's Matt.
That's right. Thank you, Cuevos Grande. Beth, I'm looking at the comments here. Beth asks, Matt, I've been meaning to ask you when you're going to post the playlist from the August live show like you did for the February one. Totally forgot about that. I'll post it, I don't know, when I go home, maybe, if I can find it. I don't remember where it is, but I'll find it and I'll post it for you. And then what was it? When is September wants to know, when is Gary's shirt coming out? Well, we have to design it. We have to make sure, exactly what we're going to do. Is it going to be the Gare Bear? I think that's what people want. So we'll do Gare Bear. And Eric, you're not a fan of Gare Bear?
No.
But you seem to
he hates that.
I know he does. I know. You think it's playing with fire?
Yeah.
I like the so. Tim has the cool catch line, right? Gary always says "good." Like in his videos, he's all like "da da da good." Like I don't
See,
know.
here's the thing. I tried to explain this to Gary, and I think he gets it, but clearly no one in the audience got it when I explained it. The Tim cool thing came out. It was an organic thing, right? We weren't setting out to make a T-shirt,
right?
Eric noticed that when Tim seems like he would rather say "you're an idiot," he just goes "cool."
Yeah.
And then that became a joke on the show, and then it was to do that. So Gary's got to just come on the show more, and talk more, and just relax, and it will happen.
Are we still doing the Adelsmith shirt?
Oh, that's a super secret surprise, isn't it?
Not anymore.
It is?
Well, not anymore. Yeah. Yes, we are. He's working on that. It's a little.
No Gare Bear.
Yeah, no Gare Bear. Right. I don't think Gare Bear is the way to go, because I mean, unless
he has
a much bigger reach than we do.
Exactly.
He said he hates it. It's not even like.
He said he hates it, but he said it in front of the audience on the show, and he didn't say, "Can you please take that part out?"
No, but it was like sincere. Like, it was like
he really did
his
sound
own
like he
son
hates
from across the field was like, he hates it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a setup.
Yeah, I think the Gare Bear shirt would have been great, but honestly, I don't think it's a smart idea unless Gary says, "Hey guys, I've got a great sense of humor.
Indeed,
I want I want my own T-shirt."
No, that's
if this is
suggestion.
Oh, Tim Smith, cool. Gary Edelman, indeed. Yeah. All right. Listen. Let me just explain something here, ladies and gentlemen. We will get a shirt for Gary when the time is right. Okay, we're not going to crowbar it in. It's not going to come out of like the Indeed thing didn't happen on the show. That happened when they were writing the book. That's their joke. You understand how it works? It's got to come from the lore of the show. Gare Bear would have been great because that came out on the show that was the nickname that he hated. But we run the risk of pissing off a good friend of the show, so we don't want to do that. We will find out something sooner or later. Something will present itself. Gary will be on the show more, and that will go ahead.
So September said, "Who do you think Brian found out about the nickname from?" So I'm assuming
it was the kids.
Yeah. So they said it to Brian before he asked.
He asked them. He said, "Does your dad have a nickname? Does your dad have a nickname at home that he hates?"
I didn't know.
They immediately came out with Gare
I did
Bear.
not know that. Okay.
Yeah, something
that makes
like that.
Way more sense.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. He didn't just know that.
I thought he just kind of said it, and then they were like, "No, he hates that."
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I had no idea where any of that was coming from. Like when he asked the question, I was like, "What the hell?
Yeah.
I don't understand this." And then, but yeah, no, that was funny though that he did that.
Sense.
Who do you think Brian found out about the nickname from? Oh,
We just covered that.
Okay, got it. No, I'm just reading backwards here.
You do the same thing that my wife does.
Read backwards?
No, you like you've got your own thought.
Yeah.
And you vocalize it.
Yeah.
Like you're speaking to somebody.
Like a talk show host would do. Yes.
And
exactly.
so I answer, and it's like, oh no, I was talking to myself. Well, what the fuck?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Chilling it with his general's hat. Who's that? Just a caricature of Gary. Oh, Gary with his general's hat. Yeah. All right. So we'll figure something out as far as that goes. Speaking of shirts and hats, though, Ty DeWitt has some great designs for stickers and all these other things. Now, I don't know where you get the stickers. I think that's on his website.
Etsy shop.
His Etsy shop. Ty, put that, if you're still watching, put that in the comments section so people can see it. But the vast majority of our shirts are designed by Ty DeWitt. So by all means, go over there and get them. And another reminder, on the 20th, your promo code expires if you were at the show on August 20th. So your promo code to get 20% off anything you order. There's no minimum. You can order one item and get 20% off. And we would like it if you went and got the shirt for the August 20th show, because that too is going to go away once the promo code goes away. So
where did the promo code? Was that in an email? Because I already forgot.
The promo code was on your little program that you got, the little pamphlet
thing.
Yeah, the rack card. Did you throw it out already, Ronnie? Don't worry.
I have the sticker.
I lost
No,
mine.
it's not on the sticker.
I don't know what happened.
I'll tell you what it
The
is.
little handbill thing. I don't remember seeing that in it.
It's right at the bottom.
Oh, maybe, okay.
I'll tell you
I don't
what it
read to
is.
the end of things.
I don't listen. You don't read to the end. And you're a defense attorney.
Yeah, but by the end, they already know who it was. So.
Did you hear that the park has asked for volunteers to help them clear Devil's Den?
Did.
Yes,
Next week,
Mikey.
right?
Hi.
I'm going to.
You're going to do it. I'm going to do it too.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it too, because you know why? If I'm going to bitch about things, I might as well offer to lend a hand. You know, when the time. What is the date that they're doing that on?
24th.
24th.
Oh, I'll be away.
Don't give me anything.
I know. I think that's Pippin Fest. I think I'll be gone. Is that a Saturday?
It's next Saturday.
It's next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
God, this month is going so fast. Man, Shevitz.
So did you sign up or did you not sign up?
Oh, you have to sign up? You can't just show up?
You go to the Pittsburgh Foundation.
Oh, Lord.
Listen, it's enough for me to read the headline, okay? Don't expect me to read the article.
That wasn't at the bottom. It was somewhere in the middle. I did read that part.
I didn't read. I just saw that they're looking for volunteers. I just think it's funny that, like, we've been saying all along, there's plenty of people who would volunteer to do all this stuff.
They got rid of the adopt a position.
I know.
And now they're like, ooh, well, there's a lot of stuff to do here. We better ask for help.
By the way.
What the heck?
By the way. Last weekend, we went to Brandy Station, right?
Yeah.
I went down Friday afternoon, met my aunt and uncle at Manassas. We walked around, all that. And the first thing I noticed as I'm driving up the Sudley Road there to get to the visitor center on Henry Hill is they're chopping down trees across the street from the visitor center. I know. And I go, I wonder if that's Battlefield. No, I think that's Battlefield. Yeah. So I get in there, and then we start taking a little, it's like a ranger walk, but it's a volunteer. It's not a ranger. And he brings that up, and he says, people get, they get all upset. What are you doing with the trees? Our trees are beautiful trees. And he says, our job is to restore and maintain this to its 1861 appearance. And I go, my God, that sounds so familiar, except it was 1863. Huh. Where have I heard that before? Weird. And where are they not continuing to maintain the cleared woods and maintain the fields and everything? Yet Manassas is. And then, Eric, you told me, wait until you see Antietam. So apparently they're doing it there, too. Now, it's their 160th, so that makes sense.
Antietam's beautiful.
And we're going to pot here. I mean, everything's just overgrown. And although they did finally do some mowing last week, I noticed.
Yeah.
So I don't know how all this works. So, for me to... I can't say what they should do because I don't know how the whole system works. I just think it's interesting that Manassas
and it's a national park
has the money
it's not a local
to do that. No, it's a national. Yeah,
okay, just asking.
Yeah. It's part of the Park Service. I don't know.
That flies in the face of we thought perhaps this is some nefarious, like coming from the highest realms of that. This is some new policy.
No, I believe that it's probably local. It's not from high up. It's
so I
from
wonder
here.
If there is like an explanation locally, we don't have the staff, or there's some internal policy that we're applying just specific to this park, or like.
From what I hear, someone, I don't know who this person is. I don't know the name. I don't know. I don't even really know what the position is. But someone at the very high echelon here, is not a historian but an environmentalist.
Okay, so
Have you heard this?
I've heard this rumor too. I know it's a female,
right.
and that's all I've
heard.
I
know.
See, but I've heard that
is
rumor.
She new? Because if not, that makes no sense.
Like
if she's been here for several years,
it was like the assistant superintendent of the Park Service, like not Gettysburg, but the Park.
So that's what I heard. I was with you. I think
clearly not true. Which completely destroys any other rumor like that I'm going to hear. Because it's
if only
people don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, and if only there was like any interest at Gettysburg National Military Park to answer these questions. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem I think most of us have, is that you're just leaving us in the dark, and we have no choice but to rumor and speculate. And I don't like doing that because that just makes you look like a fool.
Am I making this up, or did I probably am, but I swear I saw somebody, and I'm not, just because I saw it doesn't mean it's true either, but I thought I saw someone on Facebook or social media somewhere refer to a time when, not so long ago, superintendents would have almost kind of like not a school board meeting, right? But like the same kind of thing. Like they would have like but just like a
town hall.
Right, and not even necessarily because there was a project ongoing, but just basically to kind of like almost like quasi news conference, but with the community. Just like, hey, here's what's going on. This is the status of the park this quarter. Or
I've been to one of those.
Oh, okay.
Years and years ago.
Well, okay, estimate how many years? Like, it's not a COVID
over 10.
thing. Okay,
I was under Latcher.
Okay, all right. I'm just curious. So that was just a specific superintendent. That had not been something that was followed.
No, I'm not saying that. That's just the last one that I've been to.
Okay.
Because I wasn't here for 8 years, and I don't know. Maybe they still do that. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Make no sense to not advertise that, at least like in the local paper. Something if you're going to invite the public just to.
Well, in typical government fashion, they advertise it 20 minutes before it starts. Yeah. So they probably did advertise it, but it was somewhere where you wouldn't see it. Because, the last thing they want to do is be bothered by the people they actually work for. Could you imagine you have a job I don't know, wherever, Walmart or, I don't know, some big corporation or whatever, and you do everything you can do to avoid answering to your bosses. Like and you keep your job.
Yeah.
What a great job that is. Good for you. Good for you. I'm glad you guys get to do that while the rest of us have to lose our jobs. Anyway.
Yeah.
What was the point? Oh, the point was this.
You're not sure if you're going to the cleanup on the 24th. That was the point.
I'd like to go to the cleanup, but it is something I'm going to try to make an effort to go. Why does the 24th sound like I have something to do? I don't know, but anyway, I would like to do it because I liked that when we had the Adopt a Position program and we had our position. Like I liked going out there and cleaning up. It makes you feel like you have a stake in the well-being of the ground here, right? Like it feels a little bit like it's like you've got a piece of it.
So I'm reading a book right now called Leave Only Footsteps, right?
Yes,
it's actually the Adams County library system. Everyone reads one book this year. Like last year they did a thing about the Underground Railroad. This year it's a guy, I forget what, CBS Morning News or something. He went on assignment where he went to every national park within a year. But legit national parks, not like military parks or memorials or anything, but like national parks, right?
Well, what do you mean? Military parks aren't national parks?
You know what I mean. Like
you're talking about recreational parks.
Like Yosemite and, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the influx of visitors to some of these really big, like maybe the top 5 like visited parks and stuff, and they were talking about that people ourselves are eroding the resources because they're going off trails because they're getting frustrated. There's 100 people on a trail that used to have like 5 people, so they make their own social paths. But what he was saying was I think he wrote the book like, I don't know, say 5 years ago, something like that. So he obviously interviewed like some of these superintendents years before that. And one of the chapters is talking about, to be a junior ranger, and I forget which park specifically, maybe say Yosemite. One of the requirements is that you pick up 10 pieces of trash, and it instills in young people that when the national parks were established in 1936 or whenever it was, the concept was not to preserve it for just ourselves, but for future generations, the billions of people that could potentially be coming after us, right? It would always preserve that. And it instills in the young people who are becoming junior rangers to pick up that bubble gum wrapper because now you have a vested interest in keeping it and being a better citizen is basically the catch-all. Right. And it kind of goes hand in hand with here. I mean, not only do we live here, but it's a great resource. Economically, it brings in people to our area. It's a national treasure. There's significance to it. It's basically still sacred ground with bodies out there, etc. When you volunteer and do those kind of work days, it does. You're absolutely right. I think it makes you a better citizen.
I agree.
Right? Because you are taking care of land.
You have a stake in it
as well. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah.
That's why, I'll get off my soapbox real quick. But, when I was even living in Pittsburgh, our Civil War Roundtable adopted the 155th PA. And that used to be a highlight twice a year of coming out here as a big group, getting a tour, cleaning up around the monument. And it was important to us. And it just...
You can't do that now?
No, we haven't. Yeah.
Well, Eric, how is it that our roundtable can clear the fence?
I have no idea.
They just kind of do it.
We just do it?
I think so.
And the park doesn't interfere?
Not really, no. It just happens.
Do they not interfere because they're guides?
I don't know.
There's only, not all of them are guides.
That's true. It's happening.
Huh?
I'm not sure where it's happening.
Right. So you got to guerrilla style go in and clean up.
Yeah, right.
What I find interesting is I have spent a lot of time in recreational parks out on the West Coast. And in all the ones that I've been to, I very distinctly remember there being trash cans at parking areas for people to appropriately dispose of their trash.
Yes.
And I understand the whole concept of you bring it in, you take it out. But let's be perfectly honest. Most people are dumb and lazy.
Yes.
And they're not going to do that.
No.
And I say that with a fair amount of confidence because a couple of weeks ago, I was over on West Confederate Avenue, and I could clearly see the wrappers and leavings of somebody's picnic lunch stuffed into the top of a rock wall.
Oh, I saw
like,
one in the muzzle of a cannon.
That's perfect. I walked a little bit further down the road. There's a pop can inside of a 12-pounder. Well, like, cool, right on. And then a couple of water bottles sitting on top of the stone bridge down below the Tennessee Monument. And it's baffling to me that nobody's like concerned with the amount of trash that gets left all over the battlefield.
I'm concerned
because there are no trash cans. Like, even something as simple as that. Like, you have a place where you want people to come.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't provide anything that's normally expected.
So maybe
it's baffling to me.
Well, maybe it's because they don't want to encourage people picnicking or doing something where they would bring in a lot of garbage. Because then here's the excuse. Well, we don't have the money to pay somebody to go around and change the liners and take the garbage out and do all that stuff.
I get it.
Yeah.
I understand. But there are certain things that you do to minimize the amount of impact that human activity is going to have. And providing a trash receptacle at different intervals is one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
You don't take all the trash cans away and say, why is there garbage everywhere? I don't understand. Why aren't people just taking it? Because they're stupid and lazy. That's why.
Exactly.
Because those people don't want to take their food trash back in their car with them, or the buses that come here with bagged lunch.
Well, we deal with that all the time.
Yeah,
here.
I know. They leave it here.
Yeah.
They wait until somebody's not around the shed, and then they dump their couple of bags worth of food trash over here, and we have to go take it.
Yeah, and then when I say something about that, then I'm told, well, just take it to the dumpster.
There's just
it's
some things
okay.
that are like
take it off my rent.
Like really simple things that are just like, it's maddening that these things aren't being done. I understand it costs money to take the trash out. I get it.
Yeah, but you got to take the
what's
fucking trash out.
alternative?
Yeah, I know. My suspicion is, and you know, I'm very cynical in many ways. My suspicion is that the lockdowns gave everybody an excuse to be lazy and not do their full job anymore, ever, even after the lockdowns are over. Because there's just certain things that were just standard. Like garbage cans is a great example. Garbage cans, you always expect garbage cans wherever you go, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, even going through like Fredericksburg and Chancellorsville and stuff just this past weekend, I feel like there were, like the Wilderness, I'm pretty sure there were garbage cans that were just by like the little pavilion on the second stop and think, you know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine that they have less resources than here.
Right. Well, that's my point.
We have 3 that I can think of.
Where? I can't
one
think
at
of
the
one.
West End Guide Station, one
Okay.
at the South End Guide Station.
How about?
And I'm including that little picnic area that's well, no, they took the trash cans out of there too.
Right. What about?
And the one over at the PA Monument bathroom.
I was going to say, okay. So yeah,
But
there's 3.
that's it. 3. And it's not like there's multiple ones at those locations. There's
No.
a single one
And they're not
at all
very
3
big.
of those places.
So this is not popular, but I believe that having trash cans around would be helpful. But at the same time, it's just a reflection of how lazy or piggish or whatever we are, because it would just be as easy for people. Obviously, not everybody's just leaving their garbage.
Right.
A lot of people are accepting the bring your own, take your trash with you kind of thing, or there would be a ton more. So I think that just reflects poorly on, who knows, even if there's a trash can, it's like the cart returns at the Giant, right? Because it's 3 spaces away, I'm just going to leave my cart right here. Just because there's a garbage can doesn't mean that somebody's going to actually walk over to it or hold on to it and put it in there. So I mean,
That's
it's
a good
the
point.
same like.
I'll put it to you like this. I used to have a Jeep with a soft top, right? And you could get into my Jeep just by unzipping the windows.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was literally nothing to prevent you from getting inside. But I locked my doors. And I locked my doors not because I felt that it was actually making my vehicle more secure. I locked my doors to keep honest people honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with trash cans.
Yep.
Right? If somebody has trash and they see, oh, there's somewhere for me to deposit this, like, 100 yards away.
Mm-hmm.
they're more likely to go put that in the trash can than they are to just say, well, fuck it, I'm going to stuff this in the rocks and see what happens.
Hello, exactly.
It's not so much that you're going to prevent everybody from being a moron, but you'll keep people that aren't full idiots from becoming full idiots.
I mean, a lot of these people who are morons, they're very serious about being morons. They take it to the hilt, you know. My big pet peeve is when I go walking around and I see a little blue or green plastic bag with a little knot on top sitting right in the middle of the frickin' road or on the side of the road or on a trail or on a boulder or, again, in the muzzle of a cannon. And it's dog poop. It's a poop bag. Why would you bring the bag and leave it there? Because now the poop's not going to disintegrate. Leave it. Leave the poop if you're not going to pick up the poop. If you're not going to take the poop.
I've been the victim of stepping in poop right off the side of the road.
No, of course, nobody wants to step in poop. But my point is, if you're going to leave the bag.
I know what you mean. But
stop with the charade.
That's just another example of, you know.
Well, if they had garbage cans, then people would put them in the garbage cans.
There aren't garbage cans, and I pick up the dog shit and put it on the floor until I get home or get somewhere where I can throw it out. I mean,
you can't have enough garbage cans in a 6,000-acre park. You just can't do it.
No.
But some more than what we have might be nice.
Sure.
You know?
Real quick, I'm way doubling back. So Estella asked where the Pittsburgh Civil War battlefields are. So no, I was a member of the Civil War Roundtable in Pittsburgh. Not specifically, there weren't any Civil War battlefields per se, but we did have the Allegheny Arsenal and a couple other Civil War related locations. But just to clarify, we cleaned up here. Our Civil War Roundtable would travel out here twice a year, clean up the 155th Pennsylvania Monument on Little Round Top, and that was the zoo obviously basically had connections to the Pittsburgh area, so that was the significance there. I'm sorry if I did not make that clear.
I think they're actually putting in a museum out at the Arsenal.
Oh, that'd be cool. Because I was gonna say, I thought they like tore down some stuff and they were building like apartments or condos or something when they found those bombs. Or the cannon or whatever.
Because they have, it's either the commander's quarters or officers' quarters.
That'd be cool.
And I think they're putting a museum in there. I'll have to find out for sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really neat.
What kind of museum?
Just about the Allegheny Arsenal.
Oh, speaking of which, I don't have the information in front of me. Well, I'll talk about it next week. But if you're in Pittsburgh, going to be
October 8th.
October 8th, thank you.
At the GAR Hall.
At the GAR Hall.
In Carnegie.
In Carnegie.
Which is the Carnegie Library.
Which is Carnegie Library. What is it called?
It's the Carnegie Library. Oh, it's the
Captain
SB.
Espy Post.
Captain Espy, thank you. I'm going to go there and talk. I don't know what about, but and I've had a whole year to figure out what to talk about, and I can't because I don't do that. I don't do lectures. So I said to John Eric, who is the guy who hired me, I said, hey, you know what would be a good idea? If maybe you grab a microphone and I grab a microphone, we sit up there and you talk to me, you interview me about whatever the hell you want to know about, because I don't really think I'm that interesting for me to go and talk about whatever.
Do you know that there's a title to your presentation on the website?
Why Gettysburg?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was like, is this like,
yeah.
is this news to you or what? I'm like, wait a minute.
No, he said, no, we'll just, you know, he wants me to like, we'll do the talking and then he wants me to end it with the whole why Gettysburg thing. And I'm like, I don't really, it's not a thing. Like, I don't know what it's not a shtick that I do. I don't, it's just a, you know, so I'll just go and listen
like
to some of those old.
Thing?
What do you mean?
What's the deal with that or something? Like,
what's the deal with people going to Gettysburg? Hey,
like, wait,
why do people go to Gettysburg? Is it for the fields? Do they like the cannon? There's more cannon there. Maybe that's why they go. Mike is looking at me like he wants to fall asleep. Not even pretending to smile.
No.
Well, I might have a sore throat. Excuse me.
No.
I usually do a better Seinfeld.
Do you though?
No, I've never tried it. I don't know. I just feel like what I wanted to do was just being obstructed by the inflammation. Yeah, so I'll get more details on that for next week. But if you're in Pittsburgh, it would be great to see you come out.
Donnie.
There. Yeah, it would be nice to see Donnie. That's a great point. I'm going to talk to Donnie about that. Also, ladies and gentlemen, patrons, listen up, because this is your shining moment. We're going to try to do a Christmas party type of a thing. Not a show, just a party, little like, hey, everybody, let's get together for Christmas. The date is December 10th. The tentative location is Sweeney's Tavern. I'm waiting to hear back from Libby about if we can close the tavern down and have it to ourselves. So if you are a patron, look for a post with details on that. Once we have the details, we will let you know. I mentioned it, I think, last week, and I said we're going to go caroling. Of course, that was a joke. But on the same token, if there are people who can actually sing and want to put together a little chorale and go and do some caroling, why not? Why not do something like that? That would be nice. We'll make a video of it or something and put it on Facebook. Speaking of Facebook, Eric has told me that we got a notification saying that we are in danger. No? What, Eric? Oh, that's so annoying when he does that. What are you giving me the cutoff thing and not saying anything? God. Anyway, so we got a notification saying your account or your page is in danger of being shut down. And he asked me if I knew anything about that. I said no, but I have noticed that your sunrise and sunset videos are restricted in some areas. And I listened to him, and there's no music. You're barely talking on them. What's that all about? So we don't know anything further. I couldn't find anything yesterday.
That's really weird. I haven't seen anything recently, but Fran Fiok was having an issue with that 763 leadership.
Yep.
His page just got completely shut down. He tried to reopen it. Last I heard, something.
You know why? I think my feeling is it's because it has to do with the Civil War. I think you even if you're neutral or pro-North, it's still the Civil War. They don't want anything to do with it. Someone told me, and I won't name names because I'm not sure of the veracity of this story, although I don't have a reason to doubt it, but someone told me that he knows someone who believes that there is a mass grave or something on property that he is in charge of, and contacted a couple of different colleges in the region to see if they could bring ground penetrating radar down, and they said no, because it has to do with the Civil War. That's at least the thought. And I have heard this stuff before. There was somebody, I don't know, a while ago, I can't remember specifically what it was, but it was when we were doing the Today Show. Steve Fan was on it, and remember back then it was all Zoom, right? Mm-hmm. And he's on it, and on his wall behind him is John Reynolds, Union General. And the producers were like, "Who's the person behind Steve Fan? Is it a Confederate? No, he's wearing blue. It's a Union General. Okay. Well, we can't use his shots, And then we wanted to have like reenactors do video of like reenactors demonstrating something, and they said no. And I said, well, what if they're Union reenactors? No, we don't want it. It's too controversial. So for all these people, especially places of higher learning, to be shying away from anything having to do with the Civil War it should chill everybody's.
I don't know. That sounds like bollocks to me.
Yeah.
It's not.
I'd be perfectly honest with you. I heard a rumor that the Cedar Creek reenactment is being shut down because there's some school down the valley that owns property there, and they don't want to have anything to do with Confederates. That's bullshit.
Wait, owns the property that they do the reenactment
It's
on?
not true.
Right.
It's patently false, but that kind of nonsense gets spread around. It was like the flag burning idiots 2 years ago, or 3 years ago.
But it's not like that, because this is it's a more reliable source than I'm letting on about this one. Okay. All right, Eric. All right. Okay. But if you pay attention to the political climate, you'll understand that makes total sense. Like, people are afraid of the Civil War. I mean, we had firsthand experience with NBC.
So, but by that reasoning, then Gary Edelman's page should have been shut down a long time ago. The ABT's page should have been shut down a long time ago.
Maybe they're getting those warnings too.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But we're also not being shown to nearly as many people as we were. That was part of it.
Yeah, so we're being shadow banned.
Yeah.
Yes, is what that is.
Like Gary Edelman's still pulling the same.
Because he's not being shadow banned.
Okay. Well, why isn't he?
Maybe because he has
clearly a Civil War page,
but
and he's much larger than ours.
Probably because he's much larger. It gets more activity, and so they can advertise to them more. I don't know how it works. If I knew how it works, I'd be a huge Facebook presence. But I don't know how it works. So I'd rather not bother.
Nobody does because they won't tell you.
No, exactly. And that's the thing is there's no recourse for us to find out why are we in danger of being shut down. Is some weasel from, I don't know, let's pick a state, New Jersey, like flagging every post that we put up to do this to us? Is it that? I don't know. That's kind of paranoid, but
it's a possibility.
It's a possibility because weasels do that. Or is it an algorithm thing where there's just certain words or things? I don't know. So far, we haven't had those problems on YouTube, though I expect it. So we're looking into alternative platforms, not to move to, but to have as backup, so that when we're finally banned from these websites and stuff, that we have a place where you can go to right away, and then reward those sites for having the balls to let people speak and do what they want to do. But we don't really know. So all we know is we're threatened to be shut down, but we don't know why. And there's no way to find out that we've found yet. So maybe there is. I don't know. Maybe, Ronnie, we're going to have to employ your legal expertise on this one.
Yeah.
Send a cease and desist letter to Mark Zuckerberg and say, stop it, Mark. Stop harassing these guys. What are you looking at?
No, comments.
Well, anything good?
No, I thought I saw something else.
All right. Well, so let's see. I wanted to get one more thing here, and then we'll get to news here. All right. Let's do a little pool here. So we got Antietam, right? Antietam is on Saturday, the 160th anniversary. Big deal. Big battle. Nice battle. A lot of fun battle. A lot of people died. It was beautiful battle. Wonderful battle. Can you tell who that was?
No.
Henry Fonda. It was Henry Fonda.
Good.
Yeah.
And there's the man on YouTube.
Yeah. And so I'm expecting there to be fewer people on our tour. I think we're going to lose people to Antietam. Now, the smart people would say, no. We're still going to come to you, and then we're going to go right down to Antietam afterwards, like you are doing, dear leader. But I think most people are going to just go down there. So let's do a little pool. Let's see. Closest without going over, okay? How many people do you think are going to show up?
57.
57. Ronnie says 57. Eric, how about you?
Hines, 57. That's mine.
Oh, that's good.
Yep, thanks.
That's good. Eric, how many people do you think are going to show up?
Wait, this isn't fair. You guys have access to the people that are already registered.
But I haven't looked.
I haven't either.
How am I supposed to
All right, you know
believe
what?
that?
Okay, here.
No, I'm teasing.
No. You're right. Let's be fair.
I'm
No,
teasing.
Ronnie, look, always the lawyer, right?
No, the gambler. That was the gambler.
Oh,
I don't
the
get the
gambler.
lawyers to care. That was someone that didn't want to get snookered into a bad bet. That's what that was. I was like, wait a minute.
That's fair. All right, let me look right now, okay? All right, so I'll tell you. So the baseline is going to be what we have signed up. So signed up, we have 50 booked.
I still say 57.
57, okay. So my original number was going to be 45, but I would, you know what? I'm still going to say 45. 45. So Ronnie says 57. Matt says 45. Eric, how about you?
70.
And Eric says 70. Mike?
58.
58. Okay.
I was going to say you know one.
Yeah, you should have done $1.
Yeah. Somebody didn't grow up with the prices right. That's for damn sure. Yeah.
All right, 58 is Lentz. Okay.
Actually, no. I'm going to change.
No.
Let's go.
$1?
Let's go $1.
All right. 1 from Mike Lentz. Okay, that's.
It's gonna be me out there by myself.
Yeah, so I don't know who's planning on coming out there, but if you are planning on coming, then we hope to see you. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We don't have a ton of news, but we're going
No
to.
news.
No, we have
Just
no
events.
news, just events. Let's just do one more break, and when we get back, we'll do the news real quick and get out of your hair so that you can. Just the events. We're just going to do events.
He doesn't listen to me. Oh my God.
Wait, what? Oh, Ronnie, you're here. What are you doing here?
Oh, don't act like you're the only one.
What are you guys talking about? Yeah, so let's do that. So we'll be right back. We'll come back with events and no news. No news, lots of events.
Some events.
Some events. And no news.
Get on with it.
So let's see. I'm waiting for Huevos to come in. Because, who cares? We'll be right back.
Now would be a good time to get up and stretch. Blood clots are deadly. We'll be back.
Wanted to be a part of a movie production? Well, now is your chance. Hope Kelly is still struggling with heartache several years after her abrupt, life-changing decision to buy an apple farm outside the small town of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. But the loneliness of isolation gradually replaced the peace she initially found on the farm. Sent reeling when her fiancé left her for another woman before a previous Christmas, Hope has sworn off Christmas and relationships. But when her brother Ryan's old army buddy Nick shows up to the farm and is immediately taken with Hope, the temperature starts to rise. Still, it will take a Christmas miracle in the form of Charlie to help mend Hope's heart and allow her to trust again and find love. Join writer, producer, and director Bo Brinkman in the production of A Gettysburg Christmas with named talents like Jake Busey and Lee Majors. The script has tailored scenes to shoot at specific locations to highlight the beauty, history, and capture the Christmas spirit of Gettysburg with the goal of inspiring viewers to visit in droves. Those of you who have been wanting another movie to revitalize interest in visiting our awesome town have finally gotten your wish. And now you can be a part of getting this project off the ground. Bo and company are turning to you, the citizens of Gettysburg and the lovers of Gettysburg, to make this grassroots effort work. No Hollywood BS, just pure Christmas joy and romance. Just click the link in the show notes to get started or go to GoFundMe.com and search for A Gettysburg Christmas.
You've heard us promote various ways that you can help us keep the show going, but one way we haven't pushed too much is our sutlery at addressinggettysburg.com/shop. That's a shame because we have designs over there by talented artists like Ty DeWitt of 1863 Designs and Mike Stretch of the Heritage Depot. So now we're promoting it. Buying shirts, hoodies, mugs, and other items from our sutlery not only helps us keep the lights on, but it also helps guys like Ty and Mike, and it helps spread the word about the show every time you wear an item or you sip from your mug. So head over to addressinggettysburg.com/shop and grab some merch. It's the perfect Christmas gift for the Gettys nerd in your family. That's addressinggettysburg.com/shop.
Our favorite bookstore in Gettysburg is For the Historian, located at 42 York Street. Isn't it, Eric?
You're darn tootin', Matt.
It's because they have the best selection of Civil War books in Gettysburg, both new and used, and online they have even more books to choose from.
But Matthew, what if the Civil War is simply not my thing?
Not a problem, my fine four-fendered friend. This is For the Historian, after all. They cover history from the ancient world to the 21st century with a strong selection of World War II and American Revolution books.
It's astounding how they squeeze thousands of titles from Osprey, Savas Beatty, UNC Press, and more into their store.
And it's also astounding how you and I both squeeze into our pants every day. Well, handsome, they have a warehouse too, and that's where they keep all those books that are available online at forthehistorian.com. And folks, if you go to forthehistorian.com now and order books until you're blue in the face, be sure you mention that you heard about them on Addressing Gettysburg in the Note to Seller box, and they will refund your shipping costs.
What if I prefer to browse in the store and don't want to go online to get my book?
Great question, Doodlebug. Just mention Addressing Gettysburg at checkout, and they'll take 20% off the retail price of your item. So go to forthehistorian.com, stop by 42 York Street, or call 717-685-5207. That's forthehistorian.com or 717-685-5207.
Need a Corps badge or other insignia for your uniform? Then check out the Badge Maker. Here's what some of his satisfied customers had to say. Miranda said, I ordered an identification disc from Joe and it's fantastic. He hand stamped it exactly as I wanted. It has a great rough on-campaign feel to it and was reasonably priced to boot. Greg said, my unit has purchased from him in the past. Quality badges and good service. And Jerry S. says, the Badge Maker is the go-to place for accurate replica Civil War badges. Visit CivilWarCorpsBadges.com and attach a message with your order saying you heard about him on Addressing Gettysburg.
Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum, is housed in the historic Lutheran Seminary building constructed in 1832, a witness to the first day of battle. The museum's 3 floors of exhibits connect visitors to the dilemmas that led to the Civil War, provide a powerful and personal view of the battle's first day, and explore one of the battlefield's largest hospitals. No visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center is complete without a guided tour of the building's famous cupola, where on the eve of battle, officers and civilians saw thousands of Confederate soldiers' campfires burning to the west, and Brigadier General John Buford watched for vital federal reinforcements as fighting erupted on the morning of July 1st. Today, you can stand where Buford stood and discover how this view helped chart the course of the Battle of Gettysburg. Your trip to Gettysburg is not complete without a serious visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum. Purchase tickets online at seminaryridgemuseum.org or call 717-339-1300. To get tickets or a cupola tour, listeners may call or walk in and mention Addressing Gettysburg, or by ordering online using the promo code AG1863 for 20% off. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center. It began here.
There's a devil to pay. This special episode of Addressing Gettysburg is brought to you in part by me, audiobook narrator Mike Scott. Narrator of Savis Beattie's Bloody Autumn, the Shenandoah Valley Campaign of 1864, and Unlike Anything That Ever Floated, the Monitor and Virginia and the Battle of Hampton Roads. If you are an author or publisher interested in having your titles produced as audiobooks, or even just in learning more about the process, give me a shout. You can find my contact info on my website, MikeScottVoice.com. That's MikeScottVoice.com. Hey, historian, author, and licensed battlefield guide Tim Smith. Matt gave me a full minute, so let me ask you an important question. Isn't it about time that John Burns' Hero of Gettysburg became an audiobook? Sickles has an audiobook. You know Jenny Wade is going to deserve an audiobook. Let's give John a shot. Get in touch, Tim. It's MikeScottVoice.com. I'm Mike Scott, your voice of history.
And Civil War Trails. It's the world's largest open-air museum, and they offer over 1,300 sites across 6 states. Drive the Gettysburg campaign turn by turn, paddle to Frederick Douglass's birthplace, or hike to remote earthworks and artillery positions. Visit CivilWarTrails.org to request a brochure and explore their interactive map. Follow Civil War Trails and create some history of your own. Hey, Gettysburg business owners. Winter is just around the bend, and you know what that means. No tourists. But just because people aren't coming to you doesn't mean you can't bring your business to them. If you ship, you're still in the game. And if you're a seasonal business, the time to advertise for your next season is in the off-season when people are making their plans. So what's an affordable yet highly effective way of reaching those people? Well, it's not radio. It's not TV, and it's certainly not print. Step out of the Jurassic era of advertising and run an ad on Addressing Gettysburg. We just reached 1 million downloads, and we're growing by the tens of thousands every month. Beyond that, our audience is happy to support those who support their favorite podcast. Email sales@addressinggettysburg for more information about advertising on our show. We look forward to helping your business grow. That's sales@addressinggettysburg.com.
You're listening to the Addressing Gettysburg podcast with Matt Callery.
You're back with Cam's Idol.
That was years ago.
Here's Matt.
All right. Let's see. A couple things here. David Heisel. Yes, it's Friday night is our normal night, but sometimes we do it on Thursday. Like today.
Try to follow along.
Or last week. Yeah, we do, and we do that for various reasons. Usually it's scheduling. Somebody has something to do on Friday, and instead of doing no show, we do it on a different day.
We have never rescheduled this around my schedule, ever.
Well, you never asked.
We've done it around yours.
Well, yeah.
We've done it around yours.
Right.
Sure.
Haven't we?
Well, today we have. I don't
Well-
think I've actually. I just don't show up.
Yeah, no, normally. Yeah. Well, that's
Don't
the
get that
thing.
attitude with me, young man. I don't know what the hell you're doing.
That's the
All right,
thing is,
counselor.
typically, neither one of you show up when you have something to do. But if you said, can we do it Thursday instead? Like, that's what Ronnie did. She said, can we do it Thursday?
I promised Mark. Our buddy Mark, we would come see him speak tomorrow. So I let it, being supportive.
Mark Blanchard?
Dr. Mark Blanchard.
Dr. Mark.
is speaking at the Harrisburg Civil War Roundtable tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
That's
All right.
where Mom and I will be.
What time is that?
So, doors open at 6. They have like a book sale and stuff like that. There's a dinner at 6:45 that I think you already had to RSVP for. So if you didn't do that, you can't have the dinner. However, the presentation's at 7:30. And it is
it's
at
in
the
Harrisburg?
Central Penn College. Right,
Oh,
basically
that's where
on the
my
other
mom went to school.
Like on the other side of the river of
It's
Harrisburg, right?
I think that's Marysville.
Marysville. What's the other little name of not Elmira? What's the other little name over there?
Enola?
Enola.
Enola.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure it's Enola.
And then somebody else said, Chillin' It said, why would you do a hike during Antietam 160? Because we're more important. That's why.
Oh, I didn't see that. See, some of my I don't get comments on. Oh, yes, I do. Never mind. It was way back. I see it.
See, we were both wrong. It's technically a Summerdale address.
Ah.
Summerdale. It's always Summerdale. But Chillin' It, I didn't, I'm just teasing you by you making that whiny voice. The answer to your question is we do these on the third Saturday of every month. This year we did make an exception because Easter, I think, fell on, Easter somehow screwed it up.
I think. Yeah, April, the first one. It was early.
Yeah. And then there was another one that we did a different, Memorial Day weekend, because Gary and Tim were doing their tour.
Yeah.
And we
Everybody
thought,
was doing their tour, yeah.
Yeah. So we thought it would be better to do it on a different weekend. But typically they're on the third Saturday. And they're on the third Saturday for a very simple reason. So that I don't have to constantly answer, when is the tour this month?
When is it?
Shut up. The third Saturday. And also so I don't have to remember dates. I could just say, oh yeah, it's on the third Saturday of every month. And so can you. You could say it's on the third Saturday of every month. And you go to addressinggettysburg.com and you look under the tour tabs and you'll find the full schedule every year there. And you can save yourself the trouble and myself the trouble of having to write an email asking me when is the tour, and myself the trouble of having to read it and be polite and answer it back without sniping at you. Or snapping at you, excuse me. So, that is there. Let's see. That is it. Okay. So Ronnie, I think that you didn't, you don't really, like you said before, that you don't really have any news,
no
right?
News. Nobody's like selling body parts or anything.
Oh, damn.
You doing news or events first?
She's the gal who knows what's going on, so take notes. There's a test at the end. Here's AG Today's lead anchor, Veronica Brestensky, with news, traffic, weather, sidewalk conditions, and what's happening this weekend.
I must have all possible information.
Veronica had a very funny joke today.
All right, Ronnie Ronstadt. No news, just events. What do we got, Ronnie?
All right, so let me just reiterate very quickly, chronologically. Tomorrow, if you're looking for something to do, join the members of the Harrisburg Civil War Roundtable with our very own patron and friend of the show, Dr. Mark Blanchard, who's going to be presenting on why we remember the Spangler Farm and the civilian experience in Gettysburg.
Nice.
As you guys probably know, Mark became a guide at the Spangler Farm, a volunteer guide this summer.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah, he was, and everybody from Ray Matlock, who coordinates the volunteers for the foundation, through, forget the guy who runs the actual Spangler Farm volunteers, but everybody just like raved about Mark. Mark's enthusiasm about the property and the history there just is contagious, and I'm super excited to support him and see him speak tomorrow. So just a generic reminder to everybody, like we were talking about Estelle, almost every locale has some kind of access to a Civil War Roundtable. If you live around here, join the Gettysburg one. If you live in Harrisburg, join the Harrisburg one. Join a couple. Join the Chambersburg area one or the Cumberland Valley one. Pittsburgh has one. Wherever you live, it's a great organization. They're normally very cost effective. And just a shout out to look into your local Civil War Roundtable, because they all have a bunch of fascinating subjects and presenters to add to the Civil War field. So just a little shout out there, but we're looking forward to seeing Mark tomorrow at the Harrisburg one. Obviously, this weekend is our Get Out of the Car tour. Listen to the show at the beginning to get details about that, but that starts at 10 a.m. Be at the Lot 3 parking lot by 9:30 so we can carpool over and get started on our own tour. Also, this weekend is the 160th anniversary of the Battle of Antietam. And although you're going to be stuck here with us in the morning, you can head on down to Antietam to see the Liberty Rifles. They are doing 2 presentations during the day at noon and at 4:30. Technically, they start at 12:30 and at 5, so they want you to get there half an hour early. But in conjunction with the American Battlefield Trust at the Real Farm, not to be confused with the Fake Farm.
Of course.
Okay, thank you. The Real Farm, REL. They are going to be doing a full-scale infantry regiment as well as a complete mounted artillery battery. Reenactment.
That I want to see.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited. They obviously, if you guys know about what they did for the July battle here, they basically almost did a scale recreation of the 1st Minnesota, and it was extremely powerful and moving. So I'm actually quite excited to go see them down at Antietam.
Yeah.
That'll be kind of fun.
Here you go.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
The Real Farm as opposed to the Fake Farm. Okay.
Sorry, I was a little horny. I was a little.
Oh my God.
I was reading the
see
name
what
of
happens when you don't wear your gray pants?
No, I was reading the name of the sounds, and this one is horn jazz, and I said a little horn, and then that's what it is there. Okay. Sorry.
No.
I'm also horny.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. It's disgusting.
Yep.
All right.
Get that worked out. All right. So also this weekend, if you are into World War II, it is your lucky weekend. It's World War II weekend at the Eisenhower National Historic Site. And in conjunction with that, the local World War II American Experience out on, what is that, Mummersburg Road? They are having their World War II weekend open house. So all kinds of stuff to do. Look at each of their websites to find specific information about different events and programming there. And then just a reminder, if you're here local, the Adams County Farmers Market is still going on. So 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can go on over and get your goodies before you come.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. to 2 p.m. What did I say? 6
a.m.
6. Oh, who the hell gets up at 6 a.m.?
Not me.
What was I saying? I don't know why I have that written down.
Yeah. I love the farmer's market, but not that much.
Okay, 8 a.m. And then last but not least, if you're into food, the 9th annual Sweet Potato Festival is going on this Saturday and Sunday at Thomason's Old Time Herb Farm.
Thomason's
out in
Old Time
East
Herb.
Berlin. Yeah, so Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 and Sunday from 11 to 4. So from what I remember from other years, I mean, they have everything sweet potato. Sweet potato fries, sweet potato funnel cake, sweet potato jam, blah, 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 like all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah.
So just a neat little festival if you want to go out and
you know what I'm
something
looking
different.
forward to is at the end of the month is Pippin Fest over in Fairfield. Have you been to that?
I have not.
You got to
I have
come
not.
this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just any other kind of little local festival, but I love Fairfield. It's a cool little town to walk around.
Yeah.
And everybody's got their tables set up on the sidewalks and stuff. And
It's just basically the main.
It's the main
drag,
road,
right?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And,
When does I should have looked this up, but when is the Apple Festival?
I think that's
September
October,
or
isn't
October?
it?
Is it October?
I think it's usually October, right?
Or is it September?
It's 2 weekends in October, I think.
It is 2 weekends, yeah.
Oh,
Is it the first 2 or the first and the third? Because there's also October's a very busy month.
Yeah, sure.
You got a alumni weekend or a parents weekend, one of those weekends from the college. So you get that, all the old people coming in.
Coming weekend, probably. Something
All
like
right,
that.
so National Apple Harvest Festival is October 1st and 2nd and 8th and 9th.
Yeah, okay. Now, of course, most of you can't make it to the 8th and 9th because you'll be coming out to Pittsburgh to see me at the Captain Espy. What's Esty?
Espy.
Thank you. I always get it confused.
You're going to speak there and you don't even know that.
I know. It's no offense to them. Honestly, it's. I got to talk to a doctor. My memory is just gone. I can't retain any new information, and it's bad, especially names.
Oh, names.
And when I walk past the microwave that's on, I forget my own name and shit my pants.
Like Randy Quaid.
Exactly.
So yeah, Clark.
What else, Ronnie? Anything else?
That's it. That's all.
That's all?
Yep.
All right. Very good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, we were saying during one of the breaks that we're all just kind of a little out of it today. And I'm sorry. I mean, I am not really feeling well. I don't know what everybody else's excuse is. Tired. Mike, you're tired? Yeah. Veronica, you're tired?
Oh, yeah. And I'm still a little depressed because I have a lot of work to do tonight.
What do you have to do?
I just have court tomorrow, like a couple of things.
Yeah. You got to go in there and dazzle everybody with your...
Gonna mix it up in the morning.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Gonna call surprise witnesses?
No.
The defense wishes to call President Biden.
Unfortunately, that's not a thing.
Rules
of evidence do not allow for surprise.
Is that something that Hollywood made up? Surprise witnesses?
I can only talk about Pennsylvania, so I don't know.
You can't do surprise witnesses in Pennsylvania?
Not really. I mean, there's no... so... Commonwealth has to disclose, for criminal cases anyway, I don't know anything about civil cases, but for criminal cases, Commonwealth has to disclose inculpatory or exculpatory evidence, right? So that's just the rules of discovery because presumption of innocence.
Yes.
The defense has to disclose witnesses that need to be investigated ahead of time. For example, if I know that my client's defense is an alibi, I can't just spring that on the day of trial. I have to give them, under the rules of evidence, I have to give them notice so that they can go investigate that person to see if it's wait BS. A minute. Yeah, because you can't do that during trial, obviously. So, I mean, to the extent that it could be a surprise witness, it wouldn't be anything material, like super material from the defense standpoint. It would just be someone that would be maybe like a character witness or something, but nothing that would be like, it wasn't him.
Yeah.
This is how I know. No,
I know it wasn't him because it was me.
Yeah. Well, no, I've never seen that happen.
Yeah, only in movies.
Yeah.
How great would that be as a defense attorney, right? Like somebody walks in and confesses, and you're like, oh, that's great.
Right.
But would that probably wouldn't stop the trial, would it?
You know, that's a good question. I don't know, because in the interest of fairness, the Commonwealth does have a right to investigate something like that, i.e., an alibi or some kind of witness. I don't know. I've never seen that happen. I'd have to do some research on that. If somebody just comes in and says, "Nah, it wasn't him. It was me."
Yeah, the judge isn't going to go, okay, well, you can go home, sir. Why don't you move into the defendant's seat?
Sure
no, you can't do that.
You can't do that. That person will be acquitted, and then the other person will be charged.
Right.
In theory.
There's a process.
But it still wouldn't necessarily... If the person just got up on the stand and lied, there would be no way that the Commonwealth would have any way of investigating whether they're lying or not. You know what I mean? Like ahead of time. So,
right.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't either. But all right.
Oh, work.
Well, we're going to go and get some rest so we can do our work. And we'll see you all on Saturday, I hope.
Yep.
Well, that's it. We'll talk to you then. Have a good one.
See you guys.
Good night.
Addressing Gettysburg Today is hosted by Matt Callery and Veronica Brestensky, Esquire. Produced by Eric, the producer, Moni. Applause led by Owen the Clabber. Guests of Addressing Gettysburg Today stay wherever they want. That's not our concern. To be a guest on the show, send an email to eric@addressinggettysburg.com. Addressing Gettysburg broadcasts from the Gettys Bike Tour Studios. Get a 15% discount on your next tour with Gettys Bike. I'm Huevos Grande, the voice of Addressing Gettysburg Today. Thanks for listening.
I think I ordered that at the Opera House last week.
There were many Union men who wept with joyful tears when they saw the honored flag they had not seen for years. Hardly could they be restrained from breaking forth in cheers while we were marching to Georgia. Hurrah, hurrah, we bring the Jubilee. Hurrah, hurrah, the flag that makes us free. And so we sang the chorus from Atlanta to the sea.
I do it again.
While we were marching through Georgia. While we were marching through Georgia. While we were marching through Georgia.
If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like